So Emma Frost put out a call to Magneto to help out her husband, and we all know how Magneto feels about the Avengers, and especially about Iron Man. So this, I had to read. My name is Dorian, this is SEM Comics. We are continuing our coverage of the Fall House of X with Invincible Iron Man number 18. So our story starts off deep in, you know what, I'll let Pee-wee tell you.
The stars at night are big and bright.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Livington to be exact, where James Rhodes is a prisoner, and Orchis has come to eliminate him. As one of the Orchis agents says, Phelong sends his regards. He goes, oh shit. But not to worry, because his Jesus piece has an old War Machine armor on it. How? Pin particles. The boy Tony helped him out. So Orchis is busting shots at him, which is not going to work because he's hiding behind an armor. And he's getting into it the old-fashioned way, which, if you guys remember the old TV show, like I remember the old TV show because I was, when I was a kid in the 90s, that's how they got into the armor. Just brought back memories. So now that he's in the armor, he goes, send Phelong my regards. So he barrels through the cell door, pretty much beats up the Orchis agent. So Warden comes around the corner, trips over one Orchis agent. He picks up the Warden and lets him know that when it's all said and done, that he'll be in court and this place is going to be shut down. And then he rips off his clothes and goes, oops, sorry about the suit. So then he picks up a cop car and he flies it out of there with the Sandman and the living laser in there. Man, I really gotta get caught up in this because how are they good guys? So then we cut to the Outback where we see all these Stark Sentinels laid out, but then we also see that Tony's, I'm gonna call it Stark Sentinel Buster armor, is also laid out. So then we go inside the suit, and I use that term loosely because this thing is the size of an aircraft carrier. And we see Tony, Magneto, and Phelong having a conversation. Tony's like, all right, let's keep this conversation going. It's kind of awkward. And Magneto's like, why would it be awkward? Phelong's like, you stole Mars from me, Magneto. And Magneto's looking at him like, who in the blue hell are you? And you can tell by the look on Phelong's face, he is hurt. That Magneto don't know who the hell he is. So Tony's pretty much explaining how he had to rush the whole design with his huge Sentinel Buster armor. And right now, he has no way of powering it. Magneto's like, oh yeah, I met these Sentinels. They are formidable. So then Tony's like, I hate to pass the buck, but it's my design, but I didn't do it. Phelong is the one who did this. And then Phelong was like, yeah, well, it don't matter now because Nimrod pretty much is running everything. He's even got the rest of the Sentinel factories that I had, he took from me. So Tony is hurt too, like really bad, all the way from Invincible Iron Man number 15. Magneto sees it. And Tony's like, don't even worry about it, I just got myself shaving. So they're like, well, we need to figure out where the hell all these secret Sentinel factories are. Phelong's like, I got that. Don't worry about it. It's all up here. I have a photographic memory, so I know exactly where they're at. Problem is that I can't power this behemoth. And Magneto said, I can solve for that. Don't even worry about it. So Magneto is pretty much the arc reactor for this huge Sentinel Buster armor. Tony goes, Avengers assemble, and both Phelong and Magneto goes, please don't. So the first Sentinel factory is in New South Wales, Australia. They pretty much destroy that. As they're flying off, Tony says, wow, Phelong is really useful. He's doing repairs to key systems, and he's like, it's a shame what I had to do to him in the end. The next one is in Tokyo, which is fitting because it looks like a Gundam. Now this factory was a little bit more ready for him as the Sentinels came and they were trying to fight back, but against that big ass thing, wasn't happening. And they're pretty much taking out all the Sentinels there too. So everything's going great. And all of a sudden Nimrod comes out of nowhere.
Oh shit!
And he did a one-hitter quitter to that big ass armor. So the left arm of the armor falls on the train tracks and pretty much decimates it. There is a train coming. Tony's like, all right. You're going to have to do the final boss fight, aka Dwayne Johnson, without me. I'll be there in a second. So he moves the hand out the way. He pretty much gets into the hole that big ass hand created, and he's using his armor to pretty much be a temporary railroad track. Now, I got to give Phelong some credit. He is talking big shit to Nimrod. He's like, if I wouldn't bend the knee to mutants, why do you think I'd bend the knee to you guys? And he shoots some kind of blast out of his mouth, and Nimrod just deflects it and pretty much is like, get the hell out of here. So Magneto uses his powers and picks up that huge Sentinel Buster Stark head and goes, "Humans disappoint me too. However, I learned that we can't be on this path of destruction." And he sends the Stark head at Nimrod, and then he molds it around him and pretty much encases him in the helmet. So Nimrod looks beaten, but he goes, "You know what? I know what you're weak to, and that's a Terrigen Mist." And he shoots it at Magneto. And Tony's like, "Look, I failed a lot of classes in school, even though, you know, I'm a genius. But science class, I always ace. And I know something about science. And when you drop the temperature in the gas, it turns into a liquid." And that's how he saved Magneto. So while that was going on, Nimrod pretty much used the opportunity to bust out, but then Magneto takes not all the metal, but just the mysterium that the armor was made out of. It's like, this doesn't feel like any metal I've ever controlled. This feels alive. So he turns one into a spear and he sends it right through Nimrod, and then Iron Man comes out of nowhere, uses all of his power in his armor, and shocks the hell out of Nimrod. So now Magneto's having all kinds of fun, and he starts grabbing all the Mysterium and he starts like using it as like tentacles, and he starts attacking Nimrod. Then the Mysterium on its own just starts to break down Nimrod to the point to where he is pretty much done. And I'm like, wow, they beat Nimrod. But there's never just one Nimrod, unfortunately. Which Magneto even says, he's like, "All right, that one's down, but you know there's more, so I'm about to go take care of those." But before he leaves, he goes, "I bounded Phelong. Good luck, Stark." And Phelong's like, "What now?" And Tony's like, "Now," and knocks the hell out of Phelong. And he's like, "I wasn't proud of sucker punching him, but he deserves worse." So that's the end of the comic. I loved it. I'm thinking to myself, well, that's pretty much going to be my little Iron Man coverage for the Fall of the House of X. And then I turn the page and I see Invincible Iron Man number 19, War Machine vs. Iron Man. You know we got to cover that.